This right here is the brand new album from Girls Chat Room. It's called Dracula's Daughter. And this record probably contains what I feel like is the funniest song that I have heard this year, which is the title track to this album, Dracula's Daughter. Now, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to tell you right now, listen to the song. Just listen to that one song, if not the whole album, but listen to that song because it has brought me a lot of joy. I find it to be hysterical. It just makes me feel good how clever it is. And if you want an idea of what it sounds like as far as a comparison, I guess a fair comparison would be a song like Losing My Edge from LCD Sound System, where you have a really cool beat that is just the backdrop for someone else to give a bunch of their random thoughts and observations and clever musings, and I am personally just here for it. Now, obviously, because of the title of this album, I felt inspired to make my top 10 favorite vampire related movies of all time. You knew this is where I was going with this, obviously. So let's do this. Sounds fun, clearly. And I will get back to the record, so just relax. But let me get through this list. And I'm going to start off with some honorable mentions, starting off with The Lost Boys, a classic 80s vampire flick that was for sure a big part of my upbringing, followed by Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Um, I believe Christy Swanson, she really sucks now. Uh, no pun intended. Oh my god, I am so good at this. Underworld, Kate Beckinsale, respect. 30 Days of Night, Josh Hartnett, respect. Why not? um, Interview with the Vampire, followed by Vampire in Brooklyn. Not a good movie. Not a good movie. But there are so many fun facts about that film that I have learned over the years where I just can't deny how ridiculous and special it is that that movie exists in general. And then final honorable mention is the first Blade movie, the first one. Now, the actual top 10, I'm going to start off at number 10 with Blackula. I am not saying that's a good movie. I, hmm, I'm not even sure it is a good movie, but I just have to pick it out of solidarity. I just have to represent for the brothers. You get it. At number 9, the 80s comedy Once Bitten, starring Jim Carrey. That also was a movie that was big for me when I was young. I watched it for the first time in a long time a couple years ago. And is the movie still good? No comment. At number, what are we at? 8, the film The Forsaken. That movie came out, when did that come out? I want to say like 2005 ish, early 2000s it came out. And that's actually a sneaky, decent vampire movie, but I feel like it was easy to dismiss because it starred a bunch of actors from the CW. It was around that time where they were using a bunch of actors from those TV shows, these young adult shows, to put into these kind of cheesy genre films. And that movie kind of just fell by the wayside, but it was actually decent. Decent movie. Okay, at number 7, Only Lovers Left Alive, a cool indie vampire flick with Tilda Swinton. Tilda Swinton, obviously, was born to play a vampire. At number 6, the comedy What We Do in the Shadows. I still need to finish the TV show. I enjoyed it. Really, really funny. I will get back to it one day, hopefully. At number 5, Blade 2, my favorite Blade. I think that movie's dope. I think it's actually better than the first Blade. I don't know if that's a um, hot. Why am I drawing a blank here? What the fuck am I forgetting to say? What's a hot opinion? Hot take. Uh oh. I need to get my brain scanned. Let me just finish this. I'm not going to re-record this. At number 4, From Dusk Till Dawn, Selma Hayek. I learned a lot about myself that summer. At number 3, the Japanese. Wait, is it Japanese? Am I being racist? I think it's Korean. Korean. The Korean film Thirst. Phenomenal movie. And number two, the indie film A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. Great, great movie. That is a Palestinian indie Western vampire noir. Great movie. And at number one, the Swedish film Let the Right One In. I would say that that is probably in my top 10 favorite movies in general. Just a fantastic, fantastic film. And I want to be clear, I'm not talking about the US remake. That's not a bad movie, by the way. It's not terrible, but it does not have the same essence as the original. Now, getting back to this record, this is a really interesting and fun combination of indie electronica, experimental electropop, and I feel like the production on this record, the actual instrumentals, are just the canvas or the foundation for all of the clever observations of Carolina Usher right here. I just feel like the music itself, the literal music, is just there to exist so that this person can just conquer it with all of its clever musings and just thought progressions. And I just find it to be really appealing. I had fun with this. I love the titles of some of the tracks on this record. I want to actually read you a few of them. For example, Ghost of a Chicken Sandwich. You also have My Tamagotchi Cries All Night. Then we have Alone with My Clone. And then one of my personal favorites, the closing track on the album, Zero Views. And I only I guess enjoy it so much is because I feel seen as a content creator. Basically, the gist of the song is no matter who you are or what you do, no matter what avenues you take or what your content is, whatever it is that your video is about, you still have zero views. You can refresh as many times as you want, you'll still have zero views. I just found that to be really, really funny. Now, this lady here makes it very clear on the phenomenal opening track that she wants to be Dracula's daughter. So obviously, it made me think, do I want to be Dracula's son? Would that be something that would be appealing to me? Just vampires in general. If vampires were real, I'm not saying they're not, I'm not saying they are. Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that. But let's just say, for argument's sake, they do exist. Would I personally be interested in being a vampire? Um, I don't think so. I mean, just the idea of living forever. And also, I could never have nachos again, because we can only feast on blood. So, is that worth it? Like a few more, hopefully, potential decades of nachos as opposed to a lifetime, well, a forever, infinity lifetime of blood. Which would you choose? Um, hmm. Anyway, 8 sticks of butter. Peace, love, butter.